Luke Wiedmann pops the cheeks. And it's go in Novo Mesto Namarave. Bjorn Riley quick to react off the line, as is Luca Martin. But it's Beasterboss who's alongside him. Riley in third wheel as they take off down the start-finish straight.
Luca Martin, he's leading.
Look at that.
Riley Amos, 160 riders. That's a lot on this course.
Chaos into this start loop.
Yeah, dangerous. In the back of this field.
Everybody wanting to be at the front.
Strong start for Alexander Hudima with the number 12. His nickname Sasha.
Joe Blackmore just being swallowed up slightly in the British jersey. Riley Amos on the right-hand side in the overall points leaders jersey. Alex Malacarni on the left-hand side in the checker jersey, the Brazilian.
With the number 4. Alex Malacarni. And a crash here in the back of that group. And here we see already a little bit of carnage here on the first climb.
Yeah, look like problems already for Raphael Potier off the bike.
But Luca Martin is showing his strength. Fast start always.
Dario Lilo up at the front as well. He had a good short track yesterday, Bart. Are we going to see Lilo return to a bit of form here at the start of the season? Likes this place, goes well.
Yeah, in a certain part last year he was definitely one of the strongest under 23 riders. A little bit more struggles this year to find his form, but yesterday he showed his strength. Second place. And now in front of the group.
Dario Lilo has done a lot of work with McKay Vizina, Giant Factory Racing's new technical skills coach, but there's a front flats.
Yeah, these things happened in the beginning of the race. It's possible.
Yeah, for Angelo Zancampardo.
And then it's difficult for these riders to reach the tech zone where they can change the wheel. It's Luca Martin who's still leading, Alex Malacarni, Dario Lilo, and now we have Riley Amos behind him on the 4th place, the leader.
Let's have a look at the start then. So many riders, but a fall right in the middle of the pack.
Straight.
I mean, there's no soft place to land around here, but the asphalt, last place you want to go down.
White handlebars, and that makes it more difficult for these riders fighting for the position. And luckily, no one else crashed over there.
There is Amos now at the front in the red and white jersey and the white helmet of the overall points leader. Malacarni is with him, as is Luca Martin, as is Dario Lilo. Lilo's second here last time in Novo Mesto last season.
Yeah, the start loop a bit different from the original lap. But if the riders reaching a little bit further on, and that's actually where they are already right now, even that this climb is part of the original course. It's still wide open here, but a little bit further.
Luke Wiedmann on the right-hand side of your picture in the red and white of Thomas Max and Swiss Racing. Bart, Ollie and I talked about during the under-23 women's race. You know, the 14th time we've been here in Novo Mesto Namarave, and it's testament to how good a track this is. If you think of some other tracks from 14 years ago and how far the sport's come, this place still stacks up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it always brings the best out of the riders. Tight racing, not that big gaps in between the riders. In the under-23 women, we saw something else. Isabella Holmgren, she was very strong. Big lead she had, but normally we see tight racing and many times also sprint finishes.
Yeah, lots of sprint finishes throughout the history of Novo Mesto Namarave.
Yeah, and it's Musi now from France in front of this group.
Tobias Lilliland just very slightly in the pack for Trek Future Racing.
Yeah, and he might be one of the riders also to gain points for Denmark, for the Olympic ranking. He's the 3rd rider. Yeah,
the pressure on the Danes this weekend. Oliver Solvoy won this race last season, so can he put on a display this afternoon? But Amos through those drops cleanly.
Yeah, most of the course it's dry. We had a lot of rain yesterday. It was very muddy in the morning. Slippery. It took a little bit of time to dry up again, but looks like now these routes are dry at the moment.
So important to navigate this start loop cleanly, not get caught up in anybody else's dramas. But Riley Amos,
and this part over here, 2 different lines, very difficult to make it on your bike. Very steep and a lot of roots everywhere.
Yep, this little punch now that Amos is about to take on, really, really technical, really, really difficult to get up behind him. Martin's still in there in the green jersey for Orbea. Bjorn Riley in the teal-coloured Trek Future Racing's in there as well.
But Riley Amos is strong here on this climb, reaching the top.
Riley Amos may just have watched that performance from Isabella Holmgren and go, do you know what? That might work. Let's go.
I wouldn't say teammates. Isabella Holmgren riding for a little track, but
they're in the
Riley Amos.
They're in the same ecosystem, aren't
they? Track factory, racing team.
Well, through this really, really tricky stump field.
Riders followed by the drone.
Already, such is the pace at the front of this one. They are starting to string out. Yannis Musi in second place then, behind Amos. Then it's Lilo, Martin, Riley. 8 seconds covering the top 5.
Yeah, the riders still very close together. Riley Amos a little bit ahead of this group. But let's see if they're entering the arena on the asphalt.
Here he comes, Amos.
Over these rocks, the rock and roll, how they call it.
Grandstand filling up. That last one is loose, so caution needed. Solvoy currently in 6th, then Malacarne in 7th.
I would say an early attack of Riley Amos in this race so far.
It looks like it's working too.
Yeah. Coming back to the start-finish area.
Won that race in Andorra last season. Pal Aaron Sal hasn't really looked back since then. And this season, he's won every UCI World Cup there's been in both short track and cross-country Olympic. And as they head on to the end of the start loop, it looks like Riley Amos fancies attacking right from the get-go here.
Yeah, there's some work to do for that chasing group to close that gap.
Yannis Musi in there with Lilo Martin, Bjorn Riley. Bart, given how deep the traffic was off the line, look how strung out this race already is from this attack from Bjorn Riley.
Yeah, he's pushing the hammer down and everyone has to follow him, so it's going to be fast. And I put the pressure also on that chasing group, what I said, with Yannis Musi here, and Lilo in that group, Alex Malacarne, a lot of strong riders.
I don't think he's putting the hammer down so much as throwing hammers backwards at the rest of these riders, because Riley Amos into the double jumps.
They take their time to have a drink and take a gel.
Bjorn Riley in the blue of Trek Future Racing is high up, as we've seen him so far in the race, in the second wheel now. Did you see that social post of Bjorn Riley doing that gap jump?
It's crazy.
It's the biggest jump I've ever seen anyone doing a cross-country bike.
I was wondering if it's real or not.
I don't know. If you're setting one of these bikes down from that height,
it's real.
If you're setting one of these bikes down from that height, you better have a lot of faith in your landing gear.
I saw that, yeah, it's crazy. He's able to do everything on his bike.
Yeah, some bike handler, Bjorn Riley, in the blue.
It's Alex Malacarne who's closing the gap on his own with the number 4.
Another rider surfing a wave of confidence at the minute, Malacarne, had a good time at his home rounds in Brazil, on the number 4 bike in your picture now. And
it's Alexander Hudima behind him, able to do that too with the number 12 on his bike.
Hudima looks like he's not going to wait for Solvoy on the 26.
And then a bigger chasing group behind Oliver Solvoy.
Meanwhile, at the front, it's Widman now. So they are moving this lead around, Bart.
Yeah. Luke Widman riding for the Thomas Maxson team. Ralph Neff racing it is.
Yep, Ralph Neff. Already a happy man after some results earlier on today.
Yeah. It was good to see Keller winning the short track again.
Yeah, is Widman going to make him even happier?
Out of the saddle for Luke Widman here on this steep climb.
So Malakarni is in 6th, and he's 6 seconds off the lead. Then it's 10 seconds back to Hudima. And the last time they went through a split, so let's see what it says this time round.
And you could see Dario Lillo also struggling with the pace of Luke Wittmann. He dropped off a little bit again.
He's a big, powerful rider, Wittmann, isn't he?
Dario Lillo here, the Swiss champion. Also off the bike, Bjorn Riley.
You can do it through here if you get off early enough. But as you can see, even in the dry, they're just so flat, those rocks.
Yeah,
there's no grip.
It's so slippery, and a little mistake will cost you immediately your momentum. And then it's really hard to continue to find your grip again.
Friedman puffs the cheeks. The top of that one, this little false flat at the top.
Bjorn Riley, Track Future Racing. Here Dario Lillo, Alex Malakarne. And then we have Alexander Hudima. Here he is with the number 12.
Solvoy just moves the hands inside towards the stem a bit. Give his arms a break.
Here we have Rem Steunse-Vermanen.
The arms taped up. What's happening there, Bart?
Kinesio tape. You had to release actually your muscles for better bloodstream. To save some extra energy for your arms. Sore arms from training, riding on the course.
Well, let's see if Rens Steunse-Vermanen
goes fast, goes quick.
On lap 3 out of 6 for Riley Amos. Is that the invitation?
7 and 11 seconds for the numbers 2 and 3 in the race.
But you're going to have to go some to distance Luca Martin in the sort of form he's in today.
Yeah, 1 start lap plus 6 full laps.
As they lead onto the Whoop climb, and Riley Amos needs to be fast and clean up here if he wants to build this lead. He's looked good on it every lap so far. Martin.
Yeah, just a few seconds in between Riley Amos and Luca Martin. But it costs a lot of energy for Martin to close that gap again. And the same for Luke Wittmann. Riders, they see each other riding.
Watch the bottom left of your screen here. We will see this crash. 3rd place.
It must be Bjorn Riley who went down.
There's Wittmann just going down. And I reckon he's collected Riley, or Riley's been held up by him. So Wittmann has been down, but looking like he's uninjured by it. There's Riley, now coming under the attentions of Alex Malakarne. Amos, 9 seconds the gap to Martin, so he's added a second up there. Wittmann is 15 seconds back, so Martin gritting the teeth now.
And Steunse-Vermanen on 8th place. Fritz Biesterbos 9th. And Walter 10th place. Another Swiss rider.
Luke Wittmann has had a crash, but has recovered to 3rd place. Bjorn Riley, held up by that, is still in 4th place. Bjorn Riley now 26 seconds back off the lead.
Nine seconds and 15.
He's building here, Bart. He's death by 1,000 cuts from Riley Amos.
Fast everywhere here on this course.
He's got some lines around here, you know. Off that big drop, cleanly.
Yeah, but he has to keep on pushing hard constantly to keep the gap there. Costs him a lot of energy too.
It's such a strange place to ride, isn't it? If you get everything cleanly, it almost feels smooth and fast, and you get hung up on one route, and it just stops your momentum. And
it is. If you get exhausted, it's going to be so hard here on this course to ride smooth.
Riley Amos then leads the way at the 3rd round of the UCI Cross Country Olympic World Cup for the under-23 men in 2024. He's won the opening 2 rounds. He's won the opening 2 short track races. And he won the short track race yesterday here in Novo Mesto, Namarave, as he heads into the tech zone. Now ahead of Luca Martin. There's Luke Wittmann, has been down in that tight right-hander in the woods. on the number 5 Thomas Maxson machine. That same big new service course this off-season, with a Thomas dealership attached to it, quite near Ralph Naif's home. Just getting bigger and bigger, and they need a big performance from one of their biggest talents, Luke Wiedmann, today. There he is.
Yeah, Bjorn Riley, 4th place. Alex Malakane.
And this pace of Riley Amos, Bart, is starting to look like it's hurting.
Yeah, it's more than an attack what he's doing. He's pushing hard.
There he is, your race leader.
If he's able to make it to a good end.
Your overall points leader.
And also look at his cadence. You need to have a higher cadence on sections like this. Working hard with your upper body as well. To move smooth over these routes and find your momentum all the time, everywhere.
Solvoy, the winner of this race last season, currently.
But look at Martin, he's coming back.
Martin's coming back to him, 4 seconds. Doesn't know when he's beaten the Frenchman. Never say die.
And it was only because of that mistake what Luca Martin made on that rocky climb.
But that'll be in his head, Bart.
Yeah,
He'll know that any mistake today and Riley Amos will disappear up the road.
Yeah. And when it comes down to the last few laps in the race, Riley Amos wouldn't wait anymore. Probably now they will do if they come close, if they come back together again. And it gives the other riders the opportunity as well to close the gap, because the gaps are very small still at the moment.
Amos cleanly through that stump section as we head into the
another crash
section.
Here. But we see the number 15 riding for Specialized. And it shows how slippery it still is on many of the sections on this course.
Yep, that was Ivan Aguilar Villegas, Mexican.
And that's the difference in between the numbers 1 and 2 in the race. Not that much.
Not that much. Luca Martin, though, looking like he's having to burn a few matches to get back on the back wheel of the leader, Riley Amos.
3 seconds only.
I wonder, Bart, as well, if Amos will just roll off slightly, let him come back to him, and then hit him again with another attack.
Number 2 in the race.
You can get a really good idea of the speed Riley Amos is travelling at from that shot. Looks over his shoulder. Yeah, Amos looks well in control of this. Revving a bit higher. That is his style, though.
Yeah, Riley Amos taking a gel like Luca Martin does as well. They need to have that for the last bit of the race.
Amos checks over the shoulder. Luca Martin just taking
3 more laps to go.
Bit of food on, gets a drink. And they know this is benefiting both of them in that no one seems to be able to live with this pace. Luke Wiedmann, 25 seconds back now. There he is with Bjorn Riley. So this is the battle for 3rd place. Both of them have been down already.
The numbers 3 and 4, and then Alex Malakane not that far off on the 5th place.
Malakane by no means out of this battle for 3rd today.
It shows also how important a good start is in a race like this. Small gaps in between the riders. It's going fast from the beginning. They don't slow down.
Dario Lillo in 6th. And here's your race leader, Riley Amos, undefeated so far in 2024. Is he closing in on win number 6?
Lennart Kraayer, the Transsteunse Romani behind him. Fritz Biesterbosch in the orange jersey.
That's the battle for 7th. 4 riders locked into it.
And then we have Walter from Switzerland on the 10th place.
Top 10 currently.
It is with number 2.
28 seconds then. Back to Bjorn Riley and Wiedmann and Malakane.
And again here, little mistake for both.
Little mistake for both.
Yeah, it shows how slippery the routes become.
Here we go. Oh, and almost at exactly the same part of the track. They are pushing it.
They're even more slippery than in the beginning of the race.
I think they're getting a lot of dirt pulled up onto them. I think it is getting more slick up there.
Let's see these three, how they manage this.
Riley's off.
Yep. Luke Whitman also off. Alex Malacarne.
Malacarne, the only one off the top 5 to clear that section.
He managed it precisely.
And Bart, it's horrible, isn't it? Because that sticks in your head then for the next lap.
Yeah, that's what's in it. Yeah. But sometimes it's even better to run it immediately. So get off your bike, run it instead of trying to make it. And then when it gets wrong. Another crash. Luca Martin
off the bike. So I wonder what's happened to Luca Martin there. What's got him off his bike?
And that's a very fast part where he has been straight or out of.
Whoa! Big impact.
Hit that tree.
Yeah, maybe front wheel just bobbled on him.
Yeah, only his handlebar, I think he hit
as well. On the full factory teams.
Yeah, all these big stars are part of the factory team. You've
got to be quick these days to get them.
Yeah, it is. They're all such talented riders. Now Riley Amos, his last year as under 23 rider, so he likes to win the title, maybe the World Champs title as well, things like that.
And get himself a ticket to the Olympics as well.
I don't know, it's possible for the US. Christopher Blevins, I guess. Yeah, I would say Riley Amos too, yeah. These two.
Why not?
Why not, yeah.
Amos, Martin, Riley, Malacarne and Weidman, your top 5 separated by 42 seconds, but...
And also Bjorn Riley, actually, he's not that far off if it comes down to qualification Olympics. 14, yeah.
Martin's fine 2 seconds, you know.
He's not giving up.
I don't think that's in Luca Martin's vocabulary to give up. He just keeps going.
Keeps on going.
Yeah, Riley Amos, great through the descents, as we know, so we may see him just refine some of that gap.
And it feels like this part of the course suits Luca Martin quite okay. He came back in the previous lap. Let's see if he can gain a few more seconds off. But Riley Amos is looking strong and he's not looking back.
You even saw it, Bart, last night in the celebrations when Riley Amos won that short track. It's not a surprise to him anymore. He knows that he deserves to win these races.
Yeah, he has the strength. He knows his skills as well when it comes down to the last few laps. If he pushed the hammer down, there's almost no one else who can follow him. And he takes these tactics.
These two really are pushing on ahead of that group. 39 seconds back to third place, Bjorn Riley from the lead of the race. So Riley Amos's pace, although Martin is starting to come back to him, there he is in the same shot now. The battle for third really is solidifying.
And Lennart Kaya, the German champion, now in 7th place.
Rens Tunison van Malen, 1 minute 19 seconds back in 9th. Bjorn Riley really good up this climb. Sits really central on the bike, plenty of grip.
Yeah, a very technical rider. He's light, good climber. But also you need to have the skills here to ride a climb like this. It's not only the power.
Weidman, all about the power. All about the horsepower.
The Swiss rider, look at Mum. Alex Malacarne behind him.
Nice through there from Malacarne. Well, that is mechanical disaster. And you can just see how good Bjorn Riley, just as Riley Amos is, through that section, just finding little things to double up and carry speed.
Yeah, the race goes fast. Only 2 laps to go. I think Riley Amos, he's almost at the finish line.
13 seconds. The gap. But it looks like Bjorn Riley just beginning to find a groove now.
Yeah, he's fast on this section. Little gaps in between the riders.
Bjorn Riley all of a sudden coming alive in this one. 2 to go though for his good friend and compatriot Riley Amos as he crosses the line at the lead of this bike race. 2 to go.
He's taking his time, Riley Amos, for his drinks and energy.
What is the split going to tell us? Back to this man then.
14 it was.
That's 12 now.
12 it is.
He's got plenty of racetrack left. Luca Martin, what a win this would be.
2 laps to go. 2 laps.
Here comes the battle for third place then. I wonder if Luke Widman will just fancy closing this down. Deploy some of that energy to bring Bjorn Riley. He does indeed.
Yeah, if you have a look at the lap times, I mean, it's very difficult as well for these riders to do it even faster. I mean, they reached the fastest lap time in the beginning of the race. And even at this point...
Fastest lap, yep. Luke Widman. For style.
And here we see that again. No. It shows how slippery the routes still are. And he has to straighten.
Bjorn Riley to the front now.
They're working well together, these three.
They're working well together. I wonder if Malacarney's just letting the two in front do a bit more of the lifting.
Probably. But he has been working hard as well the whole race already. Didn't have his best start.
He's worked hard to get back over to them, hasn't he?
Martin. Oh, and another crash here at the bottom of that BMX section.
Right on the chest, that.
In that berm.
Taking no prisoners, so a second has been found by Luca Martin in the chase of this man, the leader of the bike race, Riley Amos.
With number 10.
Yeah, 13 seconds, so it stays more like the same.
And you see off the bike immediately, Bjorn Riley. And let's see then the difference that makes. You see, you don't do that.
I think that's the right thing what he did. Bjorn Riley off the bike immediately.
Anytime you're at a standstill in a bike race, you're losing time on the riders around you. Bjorn Riley, clever riding there, just hopped off the bike, kept running.
And he can do it as well. He wasn't on the first position, so the rider behind him has to do similar or try to do riding it, but that's what Alex Malakana did, and it cost him a lot of time because he had to get off the bike anyway.
Yeah, it's cost him a couple of bike lengths in there, Malacarne. And it's Dario Lillo.
Also, he went down somewhere early on the race, some dirt on his right-hand side of his body.
Good showing from Lillo, though, this weekend in Novo Mesto Namarave. Second in the short track yesterday behind this man. Still 13 seconds. There is the gap. That's the lead of the bike race right there. And here is the battle for third place, and Bjorn Riley starting to put some clean air between himself and Luke Widman. Widman closes it back up. Oh, Widman goes down. Widman down on a really innocuous looking bit of track. Can't get himself back on the bike. Fumbles with the glasses. Let's see it again. Oh, just loses the front end. Got off balance before it slid out.
Yes, slippery routes everywhere. And a little bit of a momentum without concentration of him. Went him down.
So, dramas for Widman. No such dramas for Bjorn Riley, who's looked the cleaner off this chasing pack for third place. So Bjorn Riley, currently the rider in the blue in front of you, is 39 seconds back off the lead of the race.
Yeah, and Dario Lillo, the red jersey, white helmet, struggling as well on that climb, but coming closer to Luke Widman. Bjorn Riley on third place. Here he is.
He's been the cleanest part out of the chasing pack behind him. Made the least mistakes so far. Can he turn it into another podium here today in the Czech Republic?
That's what you said, qualifications for the USA. Of course, Christopher Blevins, how would racing?
Oh, it's going to be a big one, isn't it? Race day in Novo Mesto, Namarave, cross-country Olympic. Where else would you be? Riley Amos leads the way by 13 seconds from Luca Martin. Fionn Riley, 41 seconds. The rider on your screen at the minute, back off the lead of the race. So,
yeah, 9 seconds in front of Alex Malakano with Luc Wittmann.
It's starting to pay off for Riley now. This clean riding is starting to put him ahead of that chasing parent of Malacarney and Wittmann.
Yeah, that second tech zone, only technical support it's allowed. And there's another tech feed zone where also feeding is allowed.
Really good crowd here for the under-23 races. This place will be packed. They've got that brand new grandstand open, standing room only. Otherwise, always a big crowd on Sunday in Novo Mesto Namarave, one of the crowds of the season.
Alex Malakano with Luc Wittmann. Luc Wittmann out of the saddle. A bigger gear for him.
These two very evenly matched. Still Amos leads. He's finding another second, though. 15 seconds ahead of Luca Martin now.
With Dario Lillo, he's fifth.
Oh, Riley Amos. Little mistake, Bart. First one we've seen from him.
Yeah, there's not that much time to play with for him.
And that's the thing round here. One of those can just disrupt your rhythm. That said, he looks like he's got the ship righted all right.
But he still looks good. Look at this cadence here on this climb with all these woods. Slippery sections. And there is Luca Martin behind him in the green. He's not that far off.
And he can see him.
But to close that gap, he's been working already such a long time, so hard for that.
I wonder if he'll have seen that mistake, though, from Amos and just sensed a bit of blood in the water.
Pulling strength.
I really think it is a descent.
12 seconds only.
Yeah, it's a descent so that Riley Amos seems to just be able to tick off one after another. It keeps the pressure on this man.
He definitely does. I mean, it's not over till it's over. One more lap to go. And riders are getting more exhausted, making more mistakes.
Riley Amos out on the start, finish straight then. And he's going to see one of his favourite sights any second.
But what a performance for him so far this season.
Final lap, where is Luca Martin in this shot? There he is.
That's 12 seconds.
Martin takes a big long drink.
And a big gear as well, riding here, pushing here on a finish straight.
Can he get back to him, Bart? I'm going to ask you to gaze in your crystal ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's still... So you can make it a bit more carefully on some of the sections. Especially on that rocky climb, which is coming up after this climb. The last bit of this climb, that's the rocky part. The steep uphill with the slippery rocks.
Riley Amos versus Luca Martin on the last lap here in the Visashina Arena. Novo Mesto Namarave serving up the thriller yet again.
But the track factory racing, at least the track bikes are very successful.
Yeah,
this weekend so far in all the races.
16 seconds. Riley's final second. Luca Martin, though.
The roots and the rocks.
If Amos makes it through cleanly here, it's his lap to lose.
He does it.
Does so.
Yes.
What can Luca Martin conjure up through the rocks? Is he going to jump off early or is he going to take him on?
Straight through it.
Straight through, pushing a higher cadence, so can he keep the bike moving? Oh no! Luca Martin dabs. Is that the race gone?
A little bit time to play with, so he can slow down a little bit before that last rocky climb. And for Luca Martin, he has to push hard till the bottom of that. And then there's nothing left for him to make it.
It looked like Riley Amos as well, just pushed a slightly harder gear, which kept him travelling through it cleaner than going for the maximum cadence approach.
Yeah, maximum cadence definitely on these slippery rocks, that's not ideal.
Here we go then. 16 seconds of difference.
Yes. That's the difference in between these two.
Amos really, really strong up there, you know, Bart.
Try to find a better line here on the sides.
That's about as cleanly as anyone has gone up there all afternoon. Riley Amos, top drawer stuff. 18 seconds back to Martin now. There's Bjorn Riley in the background trying to hold hard left. Amos, whoa.
Pushing hard. You see his expression on his face too.
You can see that he knew that one was important.
Cover again before the last climb of the course. Oh, no, not the last. The penultimate last.
Look at Martin. Grit in the teeth, as he has been pretty much since lap 1. Be careful of the curse of the commentator, Bart, but how impressive has Riley Amos been today for you?
I mean, also with that short track from yesterday, that win, that was very impressive. And also today, he used every single moment of mistakes what all the other riders made to attack. But also, yeah, I mean, it's still a long race. And also so he dropped all these riders.
Riley, yeah, really held up by that crash of Widman in front of him early in the race. May well have been more towards the front. 43 seconds back now, though. And it's been largely thanks to the pace of this man.
Yeah, and I think the course is much more difficult as we think it is with all these slippery routes. Little mistakes are easily made.
17 seconds now, so it has gone out. The descents where Riley Amos, we saw it right from the first lap. So strong. Danced his way away from the chasing pack. The American.
The last climb now for him. Luca Martin.
Oh. Steady, Luca. Steady. Back end of the bike, stepping out on those routes when he set her down.
Everything in control.
Still pushing hard, you know, Martin.
Yeah, he does constantly. 17 seconds now. The pressure's still there.
Especially with climbs like this. It's that little bit, Bart, where it turns right up here, where it's just so thankless, so hard to get up.
Yeah, it's impressive how these riders manage to do it all the time again, every lap again. Of course, they need have a little bit of space as well in front of them to find the right line.
Track looking absolutely perfect for elite racing tomorrow. We get the big guns on track, but what an evening of under 23 racing we've had this evening. Bjorn Riley still working hard in 3rd place. Let's jump back on board with the leader then.
38 seconds now for Bjorn Riley. A look back over his shoulder from Luca Martin.
Here's the battle for 4th then. Luke Widman and Alex Malacarne. Widman looking like he's got a bit of space between himself and Malacarne, but we know the Brazilian's very, very strong at the end of races.
The number 4 and 5.
Just 3 seconds between. Throws whips out.
Yeah, short track win yesterday. And now again.
Manuals the bridge onto the front wheel. The class of the field in 2024. Pops the cheeks. Licks the lips. Unstoppable. Unbeatable. Undefeated. Riley Amos. 6 on the bounce in 2024. It doesn't get better than Amos in the UCI World Cup this year. The rain starts falling in Novo Mesto, Namarave. What a race from this man. Luca Martin threw it all out there. Comes away with 2nd place. Should be more than proud of his efforts. Behind him, Bjorn Riley. Another podium in 2024. Superb ride from the American. A lot of respect between those two men. Whitman looks over the shoulder. He's done enough for 4th place today. 5th place is going to go to the ever-combative Alex Malakarne. Well,